Hi guys, welcome to America Reads YouTube channel. My name is Colleen McGowan. I'm a senior at HWS, but I will be staying at HWS next year to get my master's in teaching in elementary and special education. This semester I was a America Reads coordinator at St. Francis St. Stephen's on Mondays and Wednesdays. I live in Massachusetts, which is where I am right now, and I'm 45 minutes outside of Boston on the South Shore, so I live right on the ocean. And so a fun fact about me is I grew up sailing in the summers, and up until this coming summer I taught sailing every year at the club where I grew up. So today I want to do an activity with you guys about expanding sentences. So what I mean by that is we are going to take a sentence that's pretty short and simple and doesn't tell us a lot, and we're going to expand it so that we can get more of a story out of it. We're going to make it more descriptive so that the reader knows more about the sentence and more about what you're trying to tell them. And so in order to do this, we need to use adjectives. So first we're going to remind us about what adjectives are. So if you want to write it down, you can, or just take a minute. So I did write the definition down, but adjectives are a word or phrase naming an attribute related to a noun to modify or describe it. So adjectives are used to help us describe or modify a noun. So an example of an adjective could be, my scrunchie is blue. Rather than just saying Colleen is wearing a scrunchie, I could say Colleen is wearing a blue scrunchie, and that tells us more about it. Or the weather is nice today. Instead of saying that, we could say it's sunny outside. So just adding a little bit more to it. And so for this activity, I want you to grab a couple of pieces of paper. I'm going to use white printer paper, but if you only have lined paper, that works just as well. And then you need a pen or pencil. I have 2 different colored pens, which you might find useful, but if you only have one color or just a pencil, that is totally okay. So I'm going to give you a second to grab your paper and pens, and if your paper's in a notebook, I just ask that you rip it out because it'll make it a little easier. And then I will show you what we are going to do. So once you have your paper, we're going to fold it 4 times. So follow along with me so we can make sure we all fold it correctly. And it is okay if your folds are not perfect, because mine probably won't be. So take your paper and we're going to hold it vertically, so the long way. And I'm going to fold it once down like this, trying to fold it about a quarter of the page, so 1/4, but once again, it might not be perfect. You can put it down on your table if you like. So we're going to fold it and just press it down, and then you're going to pick it up, fold it again. So this was my first fold. I'm folding right down. Press it down again. Now flip one more time, so I should have the half right here. Fold it so it all comes back over. Like I said, your folds might not be even, because mine certainly are not. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be writing sentences on each fold of our paper, but I don't want you to write them just yet. I'm going to teach you how we're going to do this. So we're going to write, the first sentence you're going to write is going to be a simple sentence, so it's not going to have a lot of description or adjectives. And each sentence we're going to expand it just a little bit more, so by the time we get to our 4th sentence on the 4th fold, it's going to be much more descriptive, and your sentence will look longer, but it also will tell your readers more. So we're going to do the first one together, and then we'll do one. I'll give you guys a sentence, and I want you to try it on your own. So first, I want you on your first fold. So if you hold your paper where I want it to be, hold it horizontally, so this way, and you're going to grab where this first, you're going to write right here. So don't lift it up yet, just write right on this one. Actually, I stand corrected. So where your first fold is, I want you to lift your first fold up, so you can write right on this inside flap. Right, and you see the crease, so we're going to write right between these 2 lines. And the first sentence you're going to write is, the dog plays. So, the dog plays. Now remember to make sure you're using capital letter in the beginning and you have a period at the end. So this is what we have right now. The dog plays. I have my period right there. So this is it tells us it is a sentence. We have the dog, our noun, and we have what it's doing. But it doesn't tell us much. We don't know who's the dog playing with. What's the dog playing? How's the dog feeling? So we're going to expand our sentence so we can know more about what this dog is doing. So the next sentence I'm going to write is, the happy dog plays. And this is where I'm going to take my second color marker, and I'm going to underline the word happy because that is the word that we added to our sentence to expand it. So you see our sentence is already getting longer. We went from the dog plays to the happy dog plays. And wow, I apologize for my handwriting. It's something I need to work on. So now you have 2 folds. We're going to go 1 more fold. So you're on your 3rd piece down. We're going to copy the beginning of our sentence. Will stay the same. So we're going to say the happy. So we're going to write the happy dog plays outside now. The happy dog plays outside. You don't have to write the word now. You might have to write a little bit smaller. That's okay. So now I'm going to underline the word outside, because that is what we added to our sentence. So now we have the happy dog plays outside. So now we know how the dog is feeling, and we know where the dog is playing. So now our last sentence, which should be on our 4th crease, is going to be the happy dog plays outside. So keep all of that the same, and it's going to be the happy dog plays outside with its owner. So you might have to write really little now. And now I'm going to underline with its owner. So we have the happy dog plays outside with its owner. So you can see, so our first sentence was just the dog plays. We didn't know much about what the dog was doing, how it was feeling, or anything. And each time we just expanded a little bit, so we got to the happy dog plays outside with its owner. So you can see how that sentence, it's still just one sentence, but it tells us a lot more. It tells us more of a story with just one sentence. So that's our expanding sentences activity, and I want to do it with you guys one more time, but this time I'm going to just give you the first sentence, the simple sentence, and I'm going to do it too, but I want all of you to make up your own. I want you to expand it on your own, okay? So you got to fold it again in 4 pieces. If you forget how you're supposed to do the fold, you can just rewind back to the beginning of the video and then fast forward back to this part if you need to. So we have 4 folds. Remember, we're going to open our flap. And so now the sentence I'm going to write on the inside, my simple sentence that you guys are also going to use is, the girl reads. The girl reads. Now I want all of you to pause the video so you can expand it on your own, just how we did with the last one. If you need a reminder of what you're supposed to do, you can rewind the video or look at your last example. So I gave us all the same first sentence. The girl reads. And now we all probably have different sentences, which is awesome because there's so many different ways that you can expand a sentence and describe what's going on. So I went from the girl reads to the young girl reads. The young girl reads quietly. And then the young girl reads quietly at her desk. So I went from just knowing that this girl was reading. I didn't know how old she was. I didn't know where she was reading, how she was doing. But I now know that she's a young girl. Still a little vague, but you know a little bit more. I know she's reading quietly. So she's not being disruptive. She's not running around or doesn't seem frustrated. And I know that she's reading at her desk. She's not reading out, so I can assume she's probably reading inside. So that you guys can do this with so many different sentences. You could ask whoever you're at home with, a sibling, a parent, grandparent, aunts, uncles, to give you a sentence, a simple sentence, and then you just practice expanding it. It's a really simple, fun activity, and you can also make sure you're practicing your grammar and your proper sentence structures, capitals, periods, and all that. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day.